Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. I'm currently in the new area for working on builds that M. Heller has set up. If you look on the Dynamap, look in the upper left-hand corner, and that is where we are located currently. And currently, I've went ahead and, as we discussed in the last video, I went ahead and pulled out a large section of the primary hall here. And the reason for that is I want to explore remodeling the fish tank area. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm just sort of gonna blank this whole area out, take it back down to the wall sort of thing, and to the, I guess you'd call it the framework. So all these walls, the flooring, all of this through here, I'll probably leave the catwalk in for now until I decide, but I will take the walls out all the way to about right here. And I'll redesign this area and see how it goes. And if we speed up to here, whoops, gotta make sure I get the right speed button, and come up to the ship right here and transition into it, what I might do from this point forward is I might actually leave this as like a rare earth, or excuse me, a rare atmosphere environment. And I think I'm probably going to keep it through to about right here, along this wall right here. And then this room here will be repurposed into something else probably. I haven't decided yet, but I want to get through here and start with that primary section up there and then sort of rethink this, because if I do this, what I'll do is I'll move this wall out a little bit. I don't really need to, but I don't know. It's such a hard decision to make, because if we go above us, I have corridors and stuff, so I can't really go up, so I have to work within the environment I have. And it's just not a really large area, so not a lot of room for things. I mean, I can, if we do anything, I can fill this area. I can add a floor to this, and this can just be a 4-tall room. And I want to main reason is I want to get rid of the carpet. I just don't want the carpet in the area anymore, because it's like right on the hall, and I just don't like carpet. It serves its point, but for right here, right now, I just want to get rid of it. And I want to flesh out the area a lot better. I don't think it needs to be as massive as it is. And if we have transporters and whatnot, they can easily transport whatever's in these rooms to the starboard side, from the starboard side to the port side, whatnot. And if they need to get in and out of the ship, they can use this, you know, this escape pod sort of a thing, or they can use the transporters. I just don't see any point to having such a large area of the ship dedicated to a fishy tank. And this area right here is the main reason I want to remodel. Is I now know that these are most likely, get down through here, come on, why you not go with creative mode? There we go. Bit of a latency there. These are heat exchangers. This is the primary hull's heat exchanger, so this is how they cool the ship. But yeah, so that's my objective, and I'm going to go ahead and finish clearing it out and start working on it, and I'll bring you back when I get something, you know, moderately interesting to look at, and then we can go from there. Well, I've got this first section all cleared out, and going through here, actually mostly cleared out. I still have a bunch of these blocks here to remove, and I'm finding bits and odds and bits and things and whatnot. Like this right here is part of the lounge downstairs, so when I mirror this, I have to be really, really careful that I don't screw this up. And I completely forgot there are parts of the ship that cannot be overtly mirrored without having complications. So I'll have to pull this out of the ship, drop that whole lounge down out of the ship, and when I do mirror it, I can put the lounge back up into it without too much of an issue. Pulled all this through here out, and I've gone through here with the exception of this glowstone and removed most of this section here. And I'm looking at the area above it, and it's mostly these really large crew quarters, and I can afford to lose these crew quarters. I'm not married to them. I have more than enough crew quarters on the ship. I can easily lose these crew quarters. But this corridor, I don't think I can lose. I got to keep that corridor. So that's something right there that I got to consider. And then I have this turbo lift right here, which can't be moved obviously, but it can be incorporated into whatever I decide to do. And then I've got this large window thing here. Whoops. Got to remember, we're really close to the bottom of the map here. This thing right here. And I'm not really sure how to proceed with that as well. But I'll figure something out. Right now it's just an open area lounge. You come down and you can just look out the window and see what you're doing and whatnot. But, you know, it's hard to do anything with these funny shaped windows. Again, they were originally added to the model because they wanted to add hull details. And when they did this, they never expected that anybody would ever actually build the ships out in a 3D environment and have to explain why there are windows here or how to incorporate the windows into a build. So yeah, I mean, ideally I could level them all off and just make them flat, you know, and people could literally just walk on them and look out into space or whatnot, you know, that kind of a thing like you do over the Grand Canyon, but who knows. I'll figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and start clearing up this other section here and get rid of that glowstone right there and get past that sky bridge and see how it goes from there. Well, it's cleaned up, but still I haven't figured out really what to do with the area yet. You can tell you that some of the stuff like this turbo lift here can definitely come down, so I can extend this turbo lift. As far as all this other stuff goes, I could easily turn this whole area here, including the sky bridge, because this section here is all going to be enclosed. So this heat exchanger, this was a big battery bay. Now it's going to be equipment for the heat exchanger going all the way out to here, and I'm using this as the conduit casing for the heat exchanger. Basically, with a heat exchanger, you're transferring heat from a hot environment to things that can radiate it away, like the fins on a radiator, sort of a thing. And the way you move it basically is you conduct the heat to the surface you wish to cool, and then it cools and it sucks the heat away from everything else, thus, you know, helping you regulate the temperature inside of, you know, the environment you wish to regulate. On a computer, that would be your heat sink or water pump if you use a radiator or an all-in-one coolant solution, an AIO. But with this, I have such a large area here, and these are all labs, and they don't need to be as big as they are. And what I can easily do is I can use these blocks here to wall everything off, and this would be part of the lounge area that's down through here. Instead of being a lab, it would, you know, I would open it up to be part of a very large, like, atrium lounge. And with this window, I guess I could adjust the curvature of it a little bit to flatten it out just a tad so it doesn't look so, I don't know, spiky. But yeah, that's, you know, I'm really not really sure what to do with this window at this point. It has to be in there because it's part of the hull, so it will be in there. But if it's going to be this tall or just be a little bit flatter, I don't know. I'd like to make it flatter so that it's actually even with the actual floor, so to speak. So get rid of like all this blocks up through here, like this. Just get rid of all this stuff up through here. Just kind of lower it down by one. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's go ahead and it'll be a highlight from right here to, let's go up to, yep, right there, and get rid of this and this. And what I'll do is let's go ahead and I'll copy this, and I'll pass through the hull, and don't want to go all the way down. Actually, let's go up. It's a better chance of finding space if we go up. Yep, and then I'll paste it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten that out now. Once we get back down here, 6. And what we'll do here is, we know this is, we'll get rid of the glass first. then I'll come back and I'll replace the glass, and then I'll move the... So let's get rid of those lines if we can. Then we'll replace this. Around this here, these blocks here, we'll get rid of the cotton as well. Get rid of that because we don't need it. No, okay, we do need that one. Alright. And what basically would be is something like that. And the floor or whatever would come up to it. Now again, it's a hard call. I can even go one further down and, you know, just kind of make it look more like right on the hull, get rid of the depth that they have right here built into the hull, because this could actually just be an effective greebling. But I'm looking at a model right now, and there is a slight indentation here by 1. So yeah, darn it, I keep going below the thing there. So yeah, I would have to definitely consider keeping it the way it is. As much of a pain in a pipe as this would be to design something around, I could easily change this around to use like I did before with half slabs to kind of give it an air of something. But let's go ahead and go back to 6 here, and we'll fill this in because there's no reason for this not to be filled in. It's all filled in here. Yep. Alright, so there's that window, and again, it's really hard to determine what to do with that. I guess if I built around it and I use stone blocks on the bottom side of it, well, I can't, because even if you look through the glass, you would still see them. Like I would use half slabs. Let's go here. I'll see if I got any stone half slabs. There they are, or quartz half slabs. So basically, everywhere there's a quartz half slab, I could replace that block above it with something. You know, just give it. Come back up here through 6. Come on. 5. Gotta wait. Getting latency issues here. There we go. Spectator mode 6. Okay, so now I can highlight these, turn these all black, like so. Something like that. Which to me looks a little better. I can use that a little bit more. That looks a lot better to me than the way it was just a second ago. Let's go back into spectator mode here and come down through here. Yeah, and you really don't notice it that much. So that works out a lot better for me, I think. So I like that. Now the next hurdle, next issue I have to overcome here, let's fly over this way here, is this right here. This is an access hatch or a service maintenance hatch. Whatever I do, this has to be here. Now, it can be as simple as this is just some way to access an environmental control system that needs to be worked on. So I can turn this area here if I wanted to, like if this is to be a grotto or something. I can turn this area right here into a room or hide it behind something like Shadow usually does with stone structures and things like that, and see if that would work as well. And in fact, let's go ahead and highlight this. Because the only thing it actually has to be seen is this port right here. That's it. That's all it has to be seen. And that can, what I can do with that, like I said, is I can, well, I think I have them, they're half slabs somewhere. Upside down, there, this. For example, I can stick these in here. Ah, wrong one. Thought I grabbed that. Maybe further down here. Where was it I just saw that? This one right here. Okay, so if I grab him, there we go. And if we drop down here and say you open this hatchway, you'd see a little circuit board above you. Or it can be, you know, an actual hatch for EVA purposes and whatnot. I don't know yet. It's just one of those things I have to kind of figure out. We have those big ones around the area. I think there's one somewhere, well, if we go outside we'd see it, but there's definitely large EVA hatches around here. So I can put another one right here, and I could just, you know, lead it off into here someplace or whatnot, but I don't know yet. I just have to make that determination. And then over here again, what I would do is I would make this right here a wall. And since we have a turbolift access point right here, it goes through a corridor this way. I don't think I'd have a secondary turbolift access this way. Now, again, it's hard to say how things will lay out because it's such a large area. I can easily put another corridor through here like we have above us on this side of the room. But let's go ahead and lay out these blocks here to kind of get a feel for it, because no matter what, this will be a wall, and it might even be a double wall. We don't know yet. Okay, so up here is a crew quarters. Okay, and right here is a large ship system room related to this right here. That leaves us this little corridor path right here that, including the corridor itself, that can easily, I can pull out all this stuff right here. I can come up here and I can even remove the corridor up here because I believe that they're equally in line. So I can expand this area up to this wall right here if I wanted to, and then I can, you know, lay in the corridors and whatnot, and then this area here, because there would definitely have to be a wall right here. Like this. For this machinery right here to kind of hide it. Then that. Actually, we get all the way up to there we can use. So if I were to remove this crew quarters right here, which is something I can do because it doesn't really matter. It's my design, however I wish to design it. And put that back. This is a double crew quarter. No, it's a single crew quarter. So let's go ahead and let's leave this side intact and just remove this side. Well, I went ahead and did what I could. I went ahead and boxed this area here in, and I brought a stairwell down, and I opened up the upper area here, put a balcony. This is extremely rough. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Come underneath that complex there. It's a corridor, Jeffrey's tube, and turbolift that go through there. And then we have another corridor that crosses here. And I went ahead and made this one glass. So as you look down, as you cross over here, you're looking down through the window and stuff. It's a shame that I don't have that window centered with this corridor, but yeah, not much I can do about that. It just is what it is. Then all this over here is what it is as well. Now I haven't done anything on this side other than I cleaned it up. So it's all been cleaned up over here. I mean stripped down to the rafters. And yeah, I'll figure out what to do with that. I might just make that into rooms and whatnot, but yeah, when you factor this area in with the port side area, it gets to become fairly large. Now, I am considering running a catwalk across here and getting rid of this one in the center. That's an option I have, or I could leave the one in the center and just, you know, have a dual, as it goes up, goes back down again. But it's kind of, it's one of those things where I just really don't know what I want to do with it, you know. It's hard. It really is kind of hard to quantify how to do this area. But yeah, I figure if up here is like a bunch of little tables and chairs and whatnot, and then down here, this can be, all of this here can be replaced with dirt and grass and trees, and, you know, basically make it more like a grotto, like we have on the D, although the D is much, much taller. Yeah, but this one here, yeah, you know, and then under here and stuff like that, I guess it can all be hidden and stuff. And then over here again can be like another little lounge area where people have chairs and relax and can walk over and look out there and whatnot. It's a work in progress. Well, it's been a bit. It's been almost 8 hours now, and I think I've finally gotten it all sorted out. I was able to push that wall all the way back and make it flush along that far end here, and I was able to rework a lot of the rooms on the other side. It didn't really affect them too much, so I was, you know, win-win for me. But this is what I've come up with as far as a preliminary rough sort of breakdown of the new area. This will be a bathroom, and I've rerouted the turbo lift to right there, and then I have another one right here, and little catwalk right here. I cleared out this room here to give us a lot more room up here. I could put like a little cafe up here and come down in here, and this area can be whatever, but you can cross over and go back up into the corridor system here, or go along that side there, or come through here and go this way. And again, there's another turbo lift right here, so there is well turbo lifted. Anyways, come through here, and you can see I gained a lot more room. So there's a lot more room in here for setting it up with, you know, trees and whatnot. Height wise, yeah, you know, put a little stair there, and then one along here. Of course, you have the windows there, and then another little stairs right there, and then put a bathroom right there so I can get this wall flushed up. But yeah, come through here. Again, this right here can be replaced with dirt and whatnot. I don't know yet. I'll see if I can find somebody that wants to work on this area as far as setting it up for a, you know, grotto. And what I can do is I can mirror it, and then I can go and grab the parts that are non-mirrorable, that have to be uniform, like down here, this lounge and stuff like that. I don't really need any of this lower deck stuff. The only stuff I need to replace is from here up. So really, I don't have to worry so much about any of this stuff here. All this stuff along here, I can actually go ahead and get rid of it because I'm not going to be using it for anything. Now, I had thought at one point to, like with this lounge right here, over here in the corner, put a stairwell up into here. And I might still do that. I was just kind of looking at that and just thinking about, like, right here on this corner kind of a thing. It just like just a little stairwell going up, like something like this, because the stairs themselves would be right here, and then punch that out a little bit, the stair right there, and the other one right here. Just you know, something like that. But then you know, it might work. It could work easily. Break all this here down like this, and then I guess I could go up like here, then right there again, and then this here can just easily be, you know, something like that. And then around this edge here, something like this. Back here. be something more like that. I don't like that. So it'd be like that, I guess. Oh, actually. Get rid of this one, put that there. Something like that. There we go. There we go. Only thing is I see the hall right there, and that kind of bugs me. That kind of bugs me. See what we can do for just kind of moving a couple of blocks on the hall out there. Oh, it'd just be one block. All fixed. And then around this would be something like this. So yeah, I guess that would work. I mean, I can always take it back and revert it back, but you come down through. Actually, let's replace that with stairs. Something like that. There we go. So they would come down there like this, right into here. They'd be in this lounge, and they could come up here, be up here in this area. Then from there, they can go around. I think I'll keep that. I think that's actually kind of a cool concept right there. So I guess I would need this portion of it. Actually, I wouldn't really need it because I could actually redo it. But yeah, I could sort of keep this side of it. I'll have to think about it because I can always add this stairwell in later on, or I could just keep this front section here and grab the rest of the lounge when I do it, and then just kind of just mirror that little section into the lounge when I copy it over. But anyways, I know it's been kind of a boring episode. I do apologize, but this is part of the process of setting this stuff up. Yeah, it takes time. I'm very tired. A lot has to be done yet, and a lot of details and things like that. And again, I hope I can snare somebody into wanting to help me with this that has some skill. Not somebody that doesn't have any skill. No offense to those folks, but looking at somebody like Shadow Appler or somebody along those lines to kind of, and again, this wall here is just a placeholder. So if it works out to keep it, I will. If not, you know, I can always take it out and do something else with it. But yeah, I like that a lot better than having that as a big whale room, big waste of space. And the other side I can turn into a, you know, anything I want it to be. Turn it into cargo. I can turn it into extra labs, crew quarters, because I did remove quite a few crew quarters. And actually, I could actually do that. I could just turn this area back into crew quarters, or come up with something else for it. I don't know. I'll have to wait until I break it into it. But I do realize back from this point back, it's going to be what it is currently, which is rare atmosphere tanks, and you know, so if they have to, they can have whales. But yeah, I got to work out all this stuff here. This little crossover room right here for the labs and whatnot. So these will probably more than likely. I think this area here, I'll turn it into machinery, like this portion of the hall, and then I'll just kind of extend out the corridor. I'll move this corridor and make it come all the way out. I don't know yet. I don't know, because we have the corridor right here. So I have to think about what I'm going to do. And right now, I'm too tired to consider it. So I am going to. Actually, I could do this along that side over there so I can keep these in place. Food for thought. Alrighty, I will catch you in the next one.